Hello, hello, welcome to Volo's Monster episode of How to Play D&D, the explainer podcast where one experienced dungeon master and one failed scriptwriter discuss D&D topics. My name is Kinsey, and I'm proud to say my guest for the entirety of this series is none other than Abby from Tabletop Curiosities. Hello, Abby.
Hello.
I did it. I did it.
You got through it.
We did it. Yeah,
all the
we're
way.
learning. We're growing as people. I love how I've just put you in that as if like you ever mess it up. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, I don't have to say anything other than hello.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's okay. I like the way I always keep this stuff in the episode as well, so people just like they know we're real. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, they make mistakes, but they shouldn't. So,
You
all
love
right.
it.
So, what creature have you picked for this week's monster?
So this week we have the Banderhobb.
Let's get to it. Okay, so today's episode is on the Banderhobb. Banderhobbs are a hybrid of shadow and flesh, which is identical to my ex-husband Julian. Um, Abby, an orc, a wizard, and a dragon walk into a bar. What's the joke? What am I doing?
Ooh. Oh, I'm not quick enough to think of a good joke. I think maybe just the wizard's ability to keep up with the other two is probably the
Oh,
joke there.
yes, there's something in that. Stamina. It's about stamina. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Okay, why did you pick Banderhobbs?
Okay, Banderhobbs is a true love of mine. I
Right.
truly love this
You know what?
monster.
I'm going to interrupt you because we haven't played many sessions together. And then actually, I don't think that any of them are in D&D where we're players either. But I reckon Banderhobbs is because they're like frogs. Is that
Yeah,
am
yeah.
I obviously know what Banderhobb is, and I was like, you did give us the Frogamoff. So
Yeah, I have an affinity with these kind of guys anyway.
okay,
Love a froggy guy, but this one is like your ultimate froggy guy.
okay,
One, he's made by hags. If anyone knows me or has played in any of my games, I love a hag. I love them. There's always hags in the world and they're always up to something. These guys, made by hags from the Shadowfell, they are huge bipedal toads. So we're talking on two legs, but he is, I think the stat block is literally large monstrosity as
yeah,
well. But we're talking Shadowfell, as you said, made of shadow. So not only is it an ogre-sized standing toad, but it's also stealthy as hell. Could anything be more scary than that? And more stupid at the same time.
that they're the best ones in D&D, I reckon. The best ones in D&D are always ones who go, that's a bit silly, and then it absolutely annihilates your party, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, we'll come back. So
exactly.
every time, every time. What kind of stats does a Banderhobb have then?
So I mean, we're talking challenge rating five. So although it is a really, really scary sort of thing, it's still got a fairly standard AC, a fairly standard pool of hit points. But it's that blend between shadow and just absolute fear.
Mm,
Um, it can hit you hard. It's got bite attacks. It's also got a crazy tongue thing, which has some like nasty necrotic damage and sort of blends in to that sort of shadowy frog thing.
mm,
Um, and like the Frogamoth, it's got a swallow action as well.
okay.
For some reason, I just really enjoy monsters with a swallow mechanic. It just sends things into such a silly tailspin where we've now got one of the player characters inside the stomach of a
Yeah, like
monster.
a different level of combat you weren't expecting. And do you know what? I was thinking about this after that Frogamoff episode because we I said to you that I'd done something similar with like a sand dragon or something like this. Literally the week before that episode. And like the players always feel embarrassed that it happened to them as well, which is always
Yeah.
good. It does like it accidentally becomes RP that they're like, oh, I don't really want to talk about what went on. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's all they did was they just got eaten, and then they're like,
Yeah.
it's like embarrassing to have happened. Like, I love it,
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um,
Um,
oh, go on, please.
Yeah, just on the swallow point, it's a bit harder than some of the other as well. So you're in big trouble if you go down when you're in there, put it that
Right.
way. Um, and the rest of the party need to work out during the combat how to get that regurgitation to happen as well.
Oh,
Because
okay,
if
nice.
you just keep hitting the Banderhobb while somebody's trapped in there, they're probably going to die.
Right.
So they you need to work it out basically.
Yeah, so that I guess that that's probably its main kind of movement that you want as the DM in combat is to be making sure that happens and that the party quickly realize actually one it's a new like playing field but also we can't just hit it to get rid to make this happen. It's a good puzzle to solve.
Yeah.
Nice. How does a DM use a band hop in their game? So obviously we just talked about like what you could do when it comes to a mechanic. Maybe not going into like how you've used it if you have, but like how can new DMs or players even what they're expecting to encounter?
So they also have quite a cool thing, resonant connection, Banderhobb. So where they've been sort of raised by a hag, um, they have like this kind of hunting ability. So if somehow the players have had like a piece of their equipment stolen or like a piece of their clothing, that Banderhobb can find them within a mile.
Oh wow.
So I think it's a great, I've never actually done it myself, but I think it's a great kind of like you're being hunted
Mm,
by a scary thing, and just sort of allow that RP of how are we going to deal with being hunted? How does it know? Do they maybe realize, oh God, something got stolen? Is that being used against us? And just sort of, yeah, unleash that paranoia on your
mm.
party to get them really scared of what's coming.
It feels a bit like a Dark Souls bot like monster or not boss, but like you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like goofy, but does damage, and it can be terrifying depending on how you play it as that DM, like you said. So it's just got something about it that feels very like Japanese horror, like in a weird
Yeah.
way, even though it also feels like British folklore. Do you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it definitely makes me want to try using one in that sense because I definitely saw this creature as something like I've not used one, but like I felt like it was just gonna be something you come across in a swamp you might get a couple of them. You take them out with like one big spell or something, and you're kind of done. And actually, it's very much not that. There's lots to it, and really good that you can use this creature, even though it's not like a BBG. Like it can be used in a really good like kind of long term role play setting as well.
And obviously, it leads into a hag storyline. So if you ever think maybe I want a hag involved, send a Banderhob, see how it goes down.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Have you used a band hob yourself or played in a session where there's a band hob?
Yeah, I have used one, and the trick was they didn't know what it was. They just knew they were being hunted by something because they'd pissed a hag off. They've
Right.
upset the
Okay.
hag. She sent something after them, and they were very much just like, "Oh yeah, whatever, whatever." And then it shadow stepped, and it's a big old toad man. So it was like a real like what reveal for that moment of like this is what is hunting us, and like they should have known because it's my games. They should have known it
I
was going to
was
be
literally in my
something
head, I
like
was
this.
thinking they should have known what the surprise would have been. It would be a giant toad of some sort.
Yeah, but yeah, it did unfortunately kind of end up into that kind of it's just a fun fight, and they didn't get much hunting done. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think in retrospect, I'd definitely use it as more of that folklore, long term kind of trouble that they keep getting
Mm.
hunted by. It would be fun.
I mean, we're on episode 3 of this, and I already feel like a lot of these that you've selected really, and with the upcoming ones as well, really work in a folklore setting. It's like a myth, like, it's an idea that people are scared of. And then you got kind of got this group of people that might come across that it's real and have to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
maybe that's because it's come from Volo as well, because that's kind of his whole vibe of like finding these folklore type creatures and trying to give some context of why these crazy things exist.
He's already storytelling, right, by putting it in the book. So it kind of
Exactly.
works in favor, yeah. See, Volo, what a genius. How can people dislike this man? Well, to end the episode then, what does Volo tell us about the Bander? Banderhobb?
So Volo has been said to say, legends tell of a dark tower in the Shadowfell where the shadows reform and Banderhobbs roam. So there's an additional bit of lore there from Volo that basically every time one dies, it reforms into the shadows, and there's a tower full of them in the Shadowfell, which sounds
Amazing,
fun.
amazing. You want to know how he knows? Like, I mean, I guess he is just like piecing people's stories together. But like, yeah, I like the idea, like on a very simplistic level, that he actually just has seen it. He's seen the tower. He knows it's there. Do you know what I mean? He's keeping it to himself.
Yeah, got himself in some sort of trouble, ended up in the Shadowfell.
He's like a bit like is it Scratch from Ice Age? Just somehow in like this cataclysmic end of the world situation, but somehow doesn't die, and so he just like lives to tell the tale.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. That's what makes him annoying because he can't be killed. I think
Yeah.
that's why players hate him. They can't kill him. So, all right, today's adventure is sadly come to a close. We're back in next week with the topic: why haven't all the trees in the world been counted? And as always, thank you for tuning in. And if you'd like to join in on the D&D action, then please follow us on Instagram at How to Play D&D, or check out the link on our bio to join our Discord server. And also, as I'm trying to read all this at 100 miles an hour, also check out the Black Mark on Instagram for cool D&D clothing. And Abby, where can we find you and what do you do?
So I am a dice maker. I make custom dice. Tabletop.curiosities at Etsy, Instagram, and TikTok.
Amazing. Yeah, I've been Connor Kinsey.
I've been Abby from Tabletop Curiosities.
Good day.